everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be testing out a brand new foundation. This is a Rare Beauty True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation, and I am so excited to try this out because I don't think I've been disappointed by a Rare Beauty product yet. So this has some bold claims, but it says it's an airy whipped foundation that stays true to you all day with medium buildable coverage and a skin-like matte finish. First up, let's talk about the packaging because this is one of the most unique bottles I've ever seen. It is plastic, but it's completely flat down one side, and then it has this little lock and unlock feature, which is so handy for travel. I don't know why more foundations don't have that. And then it has a super wide button to press at the top. I believe this is so it's more accessible and user friendly. So the thing that really intrigued me about this foundation is it says that it's a 3-in-1. It's a self-priming and self-setting foundation. I've never tried anything that's self-priming and self-setting, and as an oily skin girl that really scares me, but I thought we could put it to the test today. Advanced film formers act as a primer to extend wear and keep the finish fresh, while finely milled powders lock in coverage all day, sweat, humidity and smudge proof. That's incredible. It's best for normal, combo and oily skin types. I have oily skin, so I picked up the shade 1, which is a lighter shade. It does look a little bit grey in the packaging, but I've heard that this oxidizes, so I wanted to make sure it's light enough for me. It does come in 48 shades, which is an incredible shade range. So I'm just going to pump some on the back of my hand. I'm not really sure how much to use because it is a matte foundation. I don't want it to go heavy and cakey, but it does say it's a medium buildable coverage and it has ingredients in it for a comfortable 8-hour wear. So I'm hoping even though it is matte, it does still sit nicely on the skin. Because it does say it's self-priming, I haven't applied a primer underneath. All I have is my skincare. I'm just blending it out with a denser brush because it is matte. I feel like this will work a lot better. That's blended out really nicely, really easily. It does say it's a medium buildable, but I don't think I'd need any more coverage than that. So you can see this is the side without. I have a bit of glow here from my skincare, but once the foundation's applied, it's kind of taken that glow away, so it definitely is a matte foundation. But I really like how it's applied. It's not gone patchy, it doesn't look super dry or cakey. It's just sitting on the skin really nicely. So I'm just going to pop some on this side as well. The shade as well is very light, so the lighter shade is definitely light enough for us fair girlies. I don't know, I don't think it's oxidized too much, but maybe that is because it's a super light shade to begin with. I really like how it's blending out with this brush. Normally I would do half of my face with a brush and half with a sponge, but because I am doing a wear test, I want to make sure that it looks good all over so we can be true to the wear test. I'll just give you a scary close-up because it does look quite flat and my skin doesn't have any life in it, but I feel like we're just so not used to matte products anymore that this is a little bit scary. But once I put the rest of my products on, I know that that life is going to come back to my face. This is definitely not a foundation that you would wear on its own with a bit of concealer. You definitely need some bronzer, blush products to bring it back to life. I will say, even though it's a matte foundation, it does feel very weightless on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey at all. And one of the selling points of this actually is weightless, breathable wear. It says the airy whipped texture blends seamlessly and feels like bare skin, staying fresh while minimizing shine from morning to night. It doesn't feel like bare skin. It does feel like I've got something on. It doesn't feel like I've got a really thick, heavy foundation on. So I'm just going to pop the rest of my makeup on and then I'll show you the finished results and we'll do regular check-ins throughout the day. So I've just finished the rest of my makeup and this is so different to how I usually do my makeup because I haven't set it at all. I set my under eyes with powder and then I set my cream bronzer with a powder bronzer, but everywhere else I haven't touched. I am really trusting that this foundation is self-setting and it's going to work on my oily skin. I don't have high hopes because I never do my makeup without setting powder and setting spray, and especially not with primer, but we are really trusting this foundation today. So this is what it's looking like up close now that I have the rest of my makeup on. Obviously I've got my bright lights on, so it's looking a little bit shinier than in natural daylight, but I will say it has already settled into the lines on my forehead, which obviously is natural. We have lines, but I wouldn't normally get that quickly. If I had set it with powder, it would take a little while for it to settle into my lines. Overall, I think it looks quite nice. It looks fresh. It doesn't look dry, cakey, matte, really. So we're going to see how this holds up. It is currently 12:20, so I will do a check-in in a couple of hours and see what it's looking like. So I thought I would quickly show you what we're looking like in natural lighting. So this is in front of my window. It doesn't have my big filming lights on. This is what we're looking like. So far it looks good in all lightings to me. A little update on the foundation. It is currently about 4:30, so this has been on 4 hours and it's holding up strong. I am a little bit oily. I don't know if you can see on my chin and then also around here, which is where I usually get oily. It feels quite sticky, especially on my chin. I keep feeling like my hair and things stick to it, obviously because I've not set it. But I did think I'd be an oily mess at this point because I haven't set it, and I'm actually not. My skin is looking really good. Even where it settled into my lines at the start, that's kind of not really there anymore. My forehead is quite shiny, and then like I said, around my nose and my chin. But overall, it's actually looking good. The makeup is holding up strong. Looks wise, it all looks good so far. It's probably more of how it feels right now, and it's feeling a little bit sticky. I'll give you a little close up so you can see what we're working with, but everything is holding up nicely and so far so good. I am so ready to get this off my face. The dressing gown is on. It's currently 20 to 10. So this makeup has been on for around 9 hours, and I think you can tell I am definitely looking very shiny, very oily. I did think it would maybe break up a bit more around my chin and like around here where I touch my face. It definitely doesn't feel great. It feels slimy. I definitely just need to do a good double cleanse and get this off my face. But I'm very happy with this foundation, how it turned out, and the fact that I didn't use any primer, any setting spray, any setting powder. I can't believe my skin looks the way that it does. I think if I had dry skin, it just would not be able to cope. There's only this amount of oil on my face, and this has been unset for 9 hours, and I have very oily skin. I think if I had dry skin, it would just be too matte. I am so pleasantly surprised. I will be reaching for this a lot, I'm sure. I will probably pop a bit of powder on because I just feel more comfortable with it. First impressions and wear test of the new Rare Beauty foundation. I am so happy, and I would definitely recommend this foundation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!